Okay. Hopefully this time everything will be working. I hope. So, if you didn't catch my last bit of broadcast, I was having a couple of problems. But hopefully those have gone away. And I should now have a working steering wheel. Victory. It feels like victory already. Right. This is warm-up lap, so my tyres aren't even warmed up yet. We're in Project Cars. These are basically Project Cars 2, sorry, with basically the lowest settings in the game for graphics and so on, because tyres not warm and on wet surface, not so great. Yeah. Back end coming out a little. So hopefully everything is working, hopefully sound is working and all of that good stuff. If it isn't, somebody tell me and I'll see in the chat in a minute. As you can see, I've got somebody on my tail and they're wanting to overtake. Oh, I do love this whole thing that you can actually, obviously a headset restricts your view down, but in a real life race car you're going to have a race helmet on. That restricts your view down even more. So you do have the option to actually have that race helmet on in here, which is what I've got on at the moment. My frame rate is already suffering a bit. I was hoping it would stay up a little bit, but we'll see what we can do. There's a lot of other options. As you can see, I've got down there, I've got something that's like telling me where my gears are, but this also has a lot of other overlays compared to, say, Gran Turismo, where I can do things like this, so I can see everything that's going on with the car. Oh, that was not good of me. I was being a very bad driver. But it tells you every little detail. You can see the G meter up there, or radars and stuff. What exactly is going on with the car. We also have another mode here, so we can turn that completely off and just do it as the real world would be, which is seriously cool, because that kind of, you know, simulates the reality of it.
Says, Hidalai is free on PS4 for VR.
Yes, it is, for PS Plus members. It's not one I've tried yet. I'm thinking about trying it this week. So I might do a bit of a playthrough where I get very, very scared, basically. Yeah. Oh. But at the moment, I'm trying to do some racing. Hopefully you guys can hear the sound okay. Welcome to the channel, by the way. I don't recognise the name before. Ooh. I think you must have been in before. So it gives you like 15 odd minutes to set to learn the track. Here's the other mode, so I can do like all sorts of things, like we've got a map up there, normal rear view mirror. Let's concentrate on a lap and try and get a good lap. Though I'm currently top of this practice novice session. How that happened I don't know, because I'm all over the place. It is awesome in this though. But of course, again, it really does want to have something with a nice big beefy graphics card. Though in terms of track detail, I do have to say actually, Gran Turismo isn't actually that lacking. Gran Turismo does look pretty good, considering that here we're on a PC, and Gran Turismo you're on a PS4. The track detail and car detail in Gran Turismo is actually amazing achievement for what they have over on PSVR. But this has got a lot more to it. And I just totally messed that up. Let's just do the qualifying, shall we? So we're going to... how do we do... Dun skip to end. So I did okay. Continue to qualify. Hopefully it doesn't look too bad out to the stream, or is everything slowed down? I don't know. If there's frame issues or anything else like that, which I'm guessing there is, because I just took my headset off for a moment, and I was seeing a lot of skippy stuff. I don't know if that's going to be because I've got too many streams up. I may have to say goodbye to one stream. If I do have to say goodbye to one stream, it's going to be Twitch that's going to go. So I think, yeah, if you're on Twitch, I'm going to shut down the Twitch stream and just go with the YouTube stream. Right, that seems to have done it. Okay. I'm sorry if that looked unwatchable for a bit. Let's do this. Qualifying. So we've got proper qualifying. We've got cold tyres. So cold tyres are a thing. And basically you don't want to push it when you're warming up your tyres. You can see they're blue there. Yeah? So I've got to warm the tyres up a little bit first. We'll get a bit of walkthrough on the next lap, basically. And then we'll try and set some times. We'll hopefully get quite well and kind of try and progress. Ooh, that was very poorly done of me. Downshifting like that with cold tyres, not so great. They're still a little bit cold, I think. Into third. We're up into fourth. Need to come down for second, I think, for this first corner. That was pretty good. We're still up on the gas, basically. Oh, it does feel good though. Tyres are still cold. They're starting to get a little bit of life into them though, I think. Oh, I didn't do that well. The rears are starting to warm up a bit. Welcome to the channel if you've just joined in. My able to speak to me and I should be able to hear you. If you've not been to my channel before and you want to subscribe, then please go ahead, hit the subscribe, hit the like, ask a question. I'll try to answer as best as I can. I'm quite new to the game, so I've only played a little bit and it's a completely different animal from Gran Turismo, I can tell you that much. Oh, I am suffering with a little bit of frame rate issue though, because my computer is just running on a GTX 970. Ooh, I'm not doing too well on that. I'm really locking those back tyres up when I do that. You can feel them wanting to go away. I think the gearing could do better. We've only got 4 gears in this car. And third, no lights coming on the dashboard there. 2 seconds off the pace. And he spins it. So that wasn't good. We can, of course, though, see where we are in the laps. I'm in 10th place still. 3 seconds off the pace. Oh my god, no. Nah. That was close. I was almost causing some bad accidents. Let's get in up behind one of these guys. Try and keep with the pack and then see if we can't do something about finding where I am lacking. Well, I'm obviously lacking because I'm trying to press other buttons at the same time. Right, let's get back on it. Right, concentration. Driving face. I don't know what face that was. It wasn't a good driving face. So that was terrible. We can make it this time. I'm letting that back skid out again. I'm trying too hard. That was better. It's going to be second gear in this one. Second gear up here again. So what we want is green, just to always see that green come up so that we can be improving. We like improvements. Welcome to the channel if you've only just arrived. Please feel free to comment. You can even tell me how bad a driver I am, because I already know that I am going to be terrible. If you have pointers as well, I'll take them. If you have questions, I'll try and answer them. That's good. We've got a green. We like it when it says green. Then we're going to have to slow down on this corner in a minute. Watch out for that back end that wanted to slip out again. I keep on doing that. I'm not getting the braking points right. Oh, we're catching them. Full unlock the tyres up. I messed that up good and proper. I tried too hard. Are they pitting? That was a shame. I was doing so well and I went and messed it up. Oh, ho, ho. Am I able to return to the pit box? Okay, we're going to drive again, straight out. See if we can do anything more. Come on. We've got cold tyres on again, so we've got to take it reasonably easy for a lap. I'm not so knowledgeable of these tracks, but I do like how this is, I think, Donington. We're on cold tyres at the minute, so have to play it extra cool, calm and collected. Like the sky, I do like how this kind of... There's nothing like virtual reality for driving. It just works. Because you can see that you've got the whole depth of that. See, it was Donington, I was right. Tyres are still a little chilly. I was aggressive there. They got away from me. I was in a bad place, I think. Oh, that is looking neat. Need to catch up to these guys to know that I'm actually making some decent laps. Back up into third. So Matt Webb just made a fastest lap. Well, isn't he fantastic? That got a bit slippy there on that. Got to watch that curb. Very wide there. Need to turn in earlier, I think, so I'm down. But not out. Oh, I could be. Oh, saves it. So, final lap. We'll have to see how I did. I don't think I did too well. We'll have to see how I can do in a race when you got the grid full. But I think I've got a feeling that I'm going to end up in last place on this.
Dave Green says, "Hi Salsa, just started watching. I have Project Cars 1 on my Rift. Is Project Cars 2 worth investing in? I mean, is it much better?"
I haven't played enough of Project Cars 1 to say. I jumped straight into Project Cars 2. I do own Project Cars 1 because it's on sale a while ago on Steam,
Green
so I can't do the straight up comparison.
It's VTID, by the way.
Oh, Vitted! Hey! How you doing? Nice. Yeah, so far I'm liking it. I don't have a great graphics card though. So, this is
Dave
early in the
Green
career.
Says, "I am Jude, mate, thanks."
But, yeah, I mean, I'm running on T. So, this is a little bit thing. Where am I in the grid? Oh, I'm second. I'm second on the grid. Ah! I'm rather pleased with that. I didn't think I'd be there. Right, let's do this.
Dave Green says, "Are you using PSVR Pro or normal PSVR?"
This is obviously Oculus. When I was on PSVR, it'd be the Pro. But excuse me a minute. I'm getting ahead of them. That's a good way to start. So yeah, this is PC obviously. So this is full VR in the Oculus Rift. PSVR. It would be great if something like Project Cars was doable on PSVR as well.
Says, oh shit, I didn't even notice your headset. Sorry, blonde moment.
That's okay, dude. Happens to the best of us. The wonderful thing about this, of course, compared to Gran Turismo, is we have cars on the track as well. I do like the whole thing of having the mask style filter on here.
Was just watching the game, lol.
But yeah, it's a different level from Gran Turismo, that's for damn sure. Though Gran Turismo I still think does remarkably well. But of course in here we've got weather effects. It's a lot more sim-like. The handling characteristics do feel more less arcadey. Though Gran Turismo Sport isn't pure arcade, it does have enough of the sim aspects in it to make it much more drive worthy. So I've got this set to full on novelist at the moment, so I stand a chance learning things, because I think I had the first game I tried playing it on was a little bit harder. So I'm going to do one career mode and we'll take a look at the quick options so that we can set up like a quick game or something, and we'll do something that's maybe push the envelope out a little bit more. All those rear tyres locked up, that was not well taken. How many laps have I got? Three of 5. And of course I do like that as well, that you can choose portions of display here, or you can get rid of the whole thing and go real out for the simulation aspect. And just try to maintain your cool throughout. Hey, I'm fastest in Sector 1. That's good news. We like being fastest in Sector 1. What about Sector 2? And is there a Sector 3? I don't know. Oh, that's first gear. I didn't want to be down there. That's second. That's third. Into second. I'm taking it nice and smooth now. I was going to say I almost cursed myself there. I thought I had things going. But what have you been up to, Vitted, man? So you've got an Oculus as well now? Ooh. Oh.
Dave Green says, are you using wheel and pedals? If love to get both, but would have to be absolute budget price. Dave Green says, I always had the Rift for Valkyrie, dude.
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, no, I am using pedals. Unfortunately, My green screen isn't...
Dave Green.
My angles aren't quite as
Never
good,
owned
so...
anything else in terms of VR headsets.
Ah. Well, I'm using a Logitech G29 steering wheel, which does the job for me. It's a little weaker here on the PC than I was expecting sometimes, but then at the end of a good racing session you tend to go, oh my god, my arms do feel heavier than I thought. So yeah, I'm on a Logitech G29, sorry, with I've got a manual shifter as well, got the H pattern shifter with that. As a budget wheel, I think the Logitech tends to make more sense, because you can get one, sometimes you can get, oh cool, final lap, you've got to bring it home, no mistakes, don't mess up. I almost messed that corner up. It was a very badly taken corner. I'm not setting a new best lap after this one. Yeah, no, I got the steering wheel initially for Dirt Rally on PSVR.
Dave Green says, wow, sounds like you have a good setup.
Yeah, it's not bad. Because you can get the G29 sometimes goes down to about £140. And in terms of spec, though it's if you compare the spec of the G29 to the Thrustmasters, the Thrustmaster of course uses a belt drive. This is using a geared drive, so it's a bit noisier. It doesn't have as much strength as the Thrustmasters, but the Thrustmasters, in all honesty, are quite capable of breaking someone's thumb.
You've won the race. Fantastic drive.
Yes, I won the race by a good margin. Yeah. So yeah, the G29 you can get as low as 140 quid without the shifter. The pedals on here are, it's got a full three pedal set, so you don't have to replace that. The actual drive feels quite good and positive, and there's not like a load of slack in it. So that's good. Kickback doesn't have like a belt drive kickback, so that's a good positive. Like I say, it's a bit noisier, but that's okay. A little bit weaker, but price wise, I think it's a really good point to go from. Right, so I got first there because basically I've set it to novice.
Dave Green says, so the wheel comes with the pedals?
Yeah, wheel comes with pedals. All of the racing wheels that you get will come with pedals, but this one comes with pedals that have a clutch. It also has like a springy thing on the brake, which there's some people who really don't like. I don't mind it, but there's some people that really don't like how the brake works in this. So it goes through, gradually builds a bit more tension, then becomes very solid. And some people don't like that, and they'll change parts out and stuff like that. Press to continue. So, but I don't mind that, but it comes with a clutch, and it's a lot better than the standard ones that you'll get with either the T1500 or the T300s. All of I think all apart from one set where you get an additional one with the clutch. And even then is not so great, the ones that come with wheel on the Thrustmaster side.
Says, I didn't realize I could get wheel and pedals for 140. When I researched a while ago, I was thinking I'd need to spend twice that amount.
Yeah. See, a lot of people overlook the Logitech. Honestly, go on to Amazon.
Says, so that's great.
Yeah. Go on to Amazon, put it on a watch list, and 140 is the lowest I've seen it go to, ever. So if you see it at 140, you're in for a bargain. But it does regularly go to about the 160, 150, 160 mark. I got mine at 170, and then the gear shift, which is not as good as the gear shift is not as good as the Thrustmaster one, because it feels a little toy-like. But I got that for like 35 quid.
Dave Green says, I like Logitech, so I'd have no issues buying from them.
That's good. The other thing is, I think the Logitech G29 is more reliable from what I've heard. Like I say, I've got the shifter is a little bit toy-like, but I've actually got a modification that was made for this so that it gives a more positive click. This is a very short throw gear shift. So there's an Italian company that makes a little 3D printed thing.
Says, I tend to play auto shift at the moment, so I don't need a shifter yet. I'm not great, haha.
Oh, dude, that's part of one of the things, actually. A lot of people who play auto go, oh, I'm not so good. Once you switch to manual, you actually get a lot more control. Right, let's take a look through the game as well, so that you've got some different things there. Hopefully my frame rate isn't suffering too bad, because, like I say, graphics card-wise, I'm underpowered. Let's take a look at the custom racing, and look what you've actually got in here. So there's community stuff, esports stuff, time trials, so leaderboards for that, and everything, of course, is available VR on the PC side, which is great. Let's go to a custom race. Vehicle-wise, what I've got in here, there's some different things that you can get, because obviously Project Cars, it'll go, okay, here's blah blah blah. So we've got a few different things. Acura, so NSX, so that's basically Honda NSX, which American side is called Acura. We've got some old cars like this, which is just amazing. Aston Martins, some of the newer Aston Martins, a DB11, which is lovely. And then you've got something like this DBR1, which is really cool. Then Vantage GTEs, GT4s, GT3s, Vulcans, yeah, Audis. When we come to these monsters of car, this is one of my favourites in Drive Club. This car I loved in Drive Club. Let's jump into that car out here on a track. Mazda Raceway Laguna Seca. That's a really great track. Let's take a look at what you've got. So for track wise, because there's a lot more, I think, of real racetracks in here. It's more real racetracks, I think, in here than Gran Turismo.
Toyota GT86.
The Toyota 86 GT. My friend actually owned one of those and sold it recently. Yeah. we can go in one of those, but this is a fun car. We'll take one out for a spin, for a little bit of nostalgia for me.
Says, is that on the game?
Toyota's in here, so I would have imagined that it should be, because I mean the 86 GT should be.
Dave Green says.
There we go.
Or Subaru BRZ. Dave Green says.
Here you go.
Same car, lol.
Yeah, I know it's very strange actually when you thing this. I think over here we call it the Toyota GT86. If you go to Japan, it'll
Dave
be
Green
the
says,
Hachiroku GT. So, they always say it's like Hachiroku GT or 86 GT, which always confused me. We'll take a quick drive in this just to see it. Track selections. What have we got in tracks? So there's plenty of tracks, and I know basically very few of them. I know Brands Hatch a little bit. Where else have we got? Daytona, Fuji, Hockenheim, Imola, Knock Hill, Laguna Seca, which is an amazing track, Le Mans, the Vintage Le Mans, Long
Dave
Beach.
Green says, go to Brands Hatch. I've been there.
Brands Hatch, okay. We'll go to Brands Hatch. If we do the GT circuit, the GP circuit at Brands Hatch, it should be Jan. There we go. That's the GP. This is the layout that I'm most familiar with, and we'll just say number of laps.
Dave Green says,
5.
GT86 at Brands Hatch. Amazing open mouth smile, thanks dude.
No problem. Let's give this a whirl. Hopefully my frame rate can keep up with this. My frame rate is suffering. I really need to get a new graphics card, but I am holding out for Gamescom and hopefully the announcements of Nvidia to say, hey, we're coming out with new cards, and then I might do it. So, manual gearbox. This is the American version of the car, not the Japanese version, which
Dave
is
Green
annoying,
says,
but hey.
is T online multiplayer or are you playing against bots?
I'm playing against bots at the minute because I'm brand new to it, but it is online multiplayer. Hello. Sorry. We'll restart that a second. I wasn't quite prepared there. Restart. Yes. I'm gonna get told off because I false started there.
Dave Green says, I think they installed a VW gearbox in the Toyota smiley face.
I can cheat and use the paddle shifter if I want. I think I'm going to cheat and use the paddle shift. It always feels faster in real life, I think, this car. I think we're in kph there, not miles per hour, which is bit disappointing, but hey.
Says, it's really a great representation of Brands Hatch.
Yeah, it is. Comparing, obviously, Brands Hatch is also in Gran Turismo, and they are both top-notch representations, actually. If I had the graphics card power, of course, this would win out a bit more, just because of what you can expect in whole resolution. But both games do have nice, up-to-date kind of layouts of the circuit.
Dave Green says, I walked around the whole track. It took ages, but this looks very well mapped.
Oh, yes, it is. And I love how, with VR, you get the whole sense of the rise and fall.
Dave Green says, and yes, you're right about Gran Turismo too.
And one of the things I do actually love about this track as well is there is nice sort of like some little hills and dips and things, like here. If you mess up the braking point, Gran Turismo actually has a tyre wall that's a little closer there. But these corners are basically the same. Oh. I was a little bit adventurous there. A little bit too adventurous, maybe. The back end coming out there. Wanted to keep the revs up a little bit. I should have stayed in third, really. We're catching him. Can we take him? Can we take him? And still remain in good shape. This corner is a weird corner as well. Oh. It just wants to... What happened? Is my wheel broken? I think I broke a wheel. I might have broken a wheel. I think I've broken a wheel. Damn. Yeah, I think I broke a wheel. But let's take a look around the car. I think interior-wise, it looks really good. I mean, the clocks are all right. The steering wheel is definitely there. The only thing I would say is the stitching in this car is bigger than the real thing. The dash pattern looks right. The stereo is the right sort. All the dials and everything are very, very good. Very close. But like I said, my friend's was the automatic version, so a little bit different, and was a right-hand drive. But yeah, this really does look, you know, pretty much spot on. Unfortunately, I messed up. Let's go try something a little bit more extreme. That's kind of thrilling, though. Okay. Let's try a different car. So we're going to take a look at something, because that's basically a stock car. That is a normal stock car. What else we got? Volkswagen, only one of those. Let's try something old. We want a nice old car. Something that's gonna take us way back. Mercedes, no. What have they got the McLarens? They ain't got anything old in the McLarens. Oh, here we go. Lotus, of course. Lotus. This is one of the things I do love about this. You got some of these really old cars as well. Now, when I was growing up in when I was growing up, it's these couple of cars. See, I actually had a toy car of one of these Lotuses. Which one? There it is. I had a toy car of this Lotus, and I also had
Dave Green says, those old Lotus cars look amazing.
Yeah. I also had a toy of this one.
Dave Green says, I had the Black Lotus as a Scale Electrics car.
Oh,
Dave
cool.
Green says, as a kid.
Yeah, like I had like the metal die-cast type of ones, quite detailed one with that actually had the suspension on it properly. Of both this car and this one. So, do we go the 49 or the 72?
Dave Green says, yeah, the #1 car.
Oh, you mean number 7 car? The 72. So we'll play
Dave
this
Green says, 72D Cosworth.
Yep. This should be a absolute monster to try and handle. It should be absolute monster to try and handle. Some of these old cars were... Eesh. Whoa. Careful on that. Whoa. That is fruity.
Says, yeah, this will be really tough, mate.
We'll make it up later.
Wow, this is scary. No, no, no. Oh. Wow. Oh no, 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 no.
John Bauer says, back when they had to drive the cars themselves.
Oh wow, yeah, they really did. As we can see, let's restart that.
Dave
That was amazing.
I can imagine how I'd feel that acceleration in VR just by watching this. It looks rapid.
Yeah, that is out of control.
Dave Green says, H-A-H-A-H-A-H-A-H of John Bauer.
Hey dude, how you doing by the way? Oh,
Unlucky, mate. You were taken off alignment. Stay focused and let's get that place back.
Come on. $10,000 RPM. That is crazy. Oh, they've got skills. Oh, I locked the back wheels up. Should be braking up on this corner here. I got shunted there.
Dave Green says, nearly as many RPM as my Toyota Celica smiley face.
Wow. Nearly as many as your Toyota Celica. Wow. Dude, I mean, check this out though. The detail in here is like awesome. It's like just very, very pretty. That felt good. I thought I'd get in there. I was getting there. Let's see so that you can see what I was actually doing on more of the...
John Bauer says, and 46 years before it. Lol. Dave Green says, smiley face.
Alright.
Start, but let's keep focused. We'll make it up later.
Look at the G-force meter. If you told me when I was a kid I'd get the chance to do... Oh, fruity! Oh! Keep it together, keep it together. If you told me as a kid that I would get the chance to get behind the wheel... Oh! Right. Of one of these. I'd be like, my god, but of course, it's not the real thing, thankfully, because I would have wrecked this car by now. And of course we'd be on full slicks with this car, because at the time of racing these, they still actually had full racing slicks. None of this thing of having treads on the tyres. There was sort of like, we're going to have maximum grip, we're going to try and get these things to the edge of what's possible, you know? Try and find out. Oh, that's too late, too late, too late, too late. I know, kind of like in the real world, these didn't have their own starters. They do in the game because otherwise things like that would happen, and you'd be in some real trouble. Or it's beautiful to try this. Of course, this game doesn't just limit you to this particular view. There are other views that you can see, like this, which is a bit freaky. Very cool to see this type of view though, but this is the type of view that I would have been used to seeing as a kid, sometimes in the TV, but now seeing it in like a real world, real depth type of way just brings home how amazing these cars are and what this technology is like. VR is just incredible. Also in the views we have, so just behind like that, we can go to this full-on behind. Look at these exhausts. They don't give a pop though. The engine noise changes as we come back out here. All that back end. I bet the rest of the field's going to be catching up with me soon. So we have... Oh, that was a mistake. Or we can be right here on the curb like this. This is proper scary. In VR, there's no way you shouldn't race like this in VR. This is like a nuts way to... No. And then we can be right here on the bonnet. Whoa. I messed that up bad.
John Bauer says, "It was a real shame Brands Hatch lost the GPs. The drivers loved it. The spectators loved it. Was an awesome track."
Yeah. I mean, it is an awesome track, yeah, because the hills and climbs, and it's got a few different things to it. The only thing it doesn't have is a chicane. But it doesn't have to have chicane. I think one of the things that's always good as a photo opportunity is chicanes. So, television wise, you can see why.
Dave Green says, John Bauer, I was at Brands Hatch to watch the final of the Touring Car Championship 2 years ago. Great track.
Oh, cool.
That is your fastest first sector time. Keep it up.
I'm trying to think of the name of the other track it's actually not too far from me. But that is that Lotus. Let's try something a little bit else as well. So that's a trip back in history. That it's an amazing thing to do that. Right, so let's change the vehicle up and go. I do want to try another sort of fun car. Let's try something that's just a nice little fun car. Either the Expo or the... not the KTM. I want the Mono. Where's the Mono? Not sure where that's gone. I know the Mono is in here. I want to have a go at that.
John Bauer says, my brother took me to the British Grand Prix back in '83. We tried to get where we could see more, but ended up sadly with just through its corner from behind the start-finish straight.
Alright.
John Bauer says, but we did get to go round the whole circuit in a minibus. Open mouth smile.
Cool. Hang on a second, I need to readjust something here.
Dave Green says, I was born in '83, so I missed that one open mouth smile. Dave Green says, yeah, I walked around the entire track at Brands Hatch and it takes forever.
Cool. I would have been very young at that point as well. I would have been 5. So I did like F1. I used to watch usually some of the F1 around my nan and granddad's. As a kid. So let's do something that I'm somewhat familiar with. We're going to make it not as many laps. Here we go. Nuremberg combined GT with nice little mono. We're not doing 5 laps. We're not doing 5 laps. Don't worry about that. We are doing... why do 2? No, just do the 1 because it's like a... it's a long course.
Says, it took us forever to go home after 2. We got stuck in the car park till midnight. And we left at 5 PM. Touring cars were a supporting act back then.
Oh, wow. Yeah. Yeah. See, the only F1 event that I've been to in real life was...
you were born 5 years before me. You look far younger than that.
Yeah. Yeah, I was born in the 70s. The late 70s. I have to mention that, the late 70s. Right, so it's spring. Start
Green
time for...
says, oh, not in a creepy way, haha.
Thank you. That's cool. That's cool. I got where he was coming from. I got where he's coming from, but thank you. Right, so we're gonna try this out. They don't have this car in Gran Turismo, unfortunately. It's something that I really do wish they would have in Gran Turismo because it's a lovely car. They do have this car in Drive Club, however, but then they don't have the track in Drive Club. I should really take the KTM out because they have the KTM in both Drive Club on PSVR and the Expo or the little Gran Turismo Sport, and they have it in here. but these are beautiful little cars. So I'm in 5th place. Oh, he rear-ended me.
Gamertag VR says, Salsa dude clenched fist.
Hey dude, how you doing, Gamertag? Oh, sorry, I'm a little bit concentrated at the moment.
John Bauer says, was lucky enough to drive a single seat around the Indy circuit the following year.
Oh, cool, dude. That must have been awesome.
Dave Green says, I'm going to head into VR myself now, Salsa, but thanks for a great live cast. Catch you later, dude. Cheers.
Thanks, Vintage.
Gamertag VR says, love driving in VR.
Yeah. It is awesome.
Dave Green says, John Bauer, that is great, mate. John Bauer says, it was.
Oh, I do love this little car. What I love about this particular car as well is it's street legal. That wasn't nice of me, though. How are you doing, Gamertag, by the way? Good to have you in the channel again. If you don't know, Gamertag VR also has a channel. Both himself and his wife do some game streams there. I'm going to restart this one. I'm sorry, I was enjoying that, but let me just catch up the chat a bit there. So, yeah, Gamertag. Driving VR, they're made for each other, really, but they do take up a surprising amount of graphical energy, more so than most people would believe. So, hopefully, we'll get some different things. Good to have you invited. I can imagine just single seat around one of the indie circuits. That would be an awesome
John Bauer
thing to do.
Says, sadly no VR for me yet. One day though.
Yeah, I mean, the VR side, the price is coming down. The price is coming down. It's always coming down. With the PSVR out there as well, there's been some great deals for PSVR, and there's some amazing games on that. So, you know, if you're console-based and you have a PS4 or a PS4 Pro, the PSVR,
Dave Green says,
you can get some good
John
prices
Bauer, you
on.
would love it if you get a good race sim like this. VR is like living the dream. Open mouth smile. Thanks again, Salsa. Over and out.
Cheers. See you, Vintage, man. Yeah, it is getting there. I mean, obviously, if you have a decent PC, then you can pick up an Oculus Rift brand new for like 400 quid, which is astonishing, considering. It really is amazing, and you've got some deals out there where
John
they've
Bauer
had.
Says, I meant the Brands Indy circuit. It's just the short 1 mile version.
Oh, okay, yeah, the Brands Hatch Indy circuit. Yeah, I get you. That's still awesome, though.
Dave Green says, yeah, I know. Dave Green says, same track though.
Yes.
Dave Green says, I mean, same venue.
Yeah. But would be awesome. I got a better start that time. I didn't get shunted from the back. I'm coming up to a break point any second now. There we go. All the way down into first. Wow, the field is crowded here. Oh, that's a little brutal. I was a little over enthusiastic there. We have to keep off the gas until a little late on that. Oh, it feels so good. I wish I had the graphics card to be able to really push this. I've got everything set to the lowest settings here. So if you do get this on a PC, streaming is not always advisable. If this was Gran Turismo, I would have made that, but it's not. So I messed up. Let's see if we can catch them up a little bit later. We're just going to drive our own race from here because this is an amazing track. It's stuff to get used to, the difference between being used to Gran Turismo
I just
and...
take whatever around the short track on this game and relive the memories. Open mouth smile.
I'm not worried about competing, though it would have been good to be in amongst that grouping, but it's a little bit different from Gran Turismo. It feels a little bit different, a little bit more deadly. This is where this track starts to get more dangerous. The car got a bit of air there as well. They had to change that hill a bit in real life, I think, because it ended up a bit too dangerous. And we're maxed out. And then we're going to have to step off a bit here. With some cars you can actually go full pelt down there, and others it'll punish you. It's like a double turning corner at the end there. You have to be so careful of this corner, which I just messed up. It's one way to turn the car around.
Bauer says, do you have the Porsche and Le Mans DLC for this? I can recommend both if you like the older stuff.
I think I do, actually. I think I do, because I got this in the sale. I think I got the pretty much the full whack of this. I'm so looking forward to when I can actually get my hands on a new graphics card. Because this, as it is amazing, especially, you know, compared to GT, this does win out. I need to be in second. Just made that. But my frame rate issues and having it low down on the detail side is crazy. So if... Oh, that was a bit fruity. Oh, that back end was getting saucy with me.
John Bauer says, lol, it was seeing the Porsche DLC that convinced me to buy yet another racing game. I was dreaming of my favorite cars being there and drivable.
Yeah. That's how they get you. That's how they get you, isn't it? Those driving packs. The DLC packs. I got this while the Steam sale was still on, so... Come on. Yeah, I really, really need a new graphics card. I hope they do announce that. Does anybody know when Gamescom is on? I know it's very soon, but I can't wait for Nvidia to sort of like see what Nvidia's doing. Because that's when I go, okay, I'll get one of these, you know, depending on if they make those announcements. Because, oh, but it's still crazy that a GTX 1080, the cheapest I can get one for is £440, I think. And that's just the, you know, the standard, no, it's an overclockers edition. The crazy thing is, that same card, if you get it second hand, is only £20 cheaper. Which is a crazy situation. I think this has obviously come in from all the demand that was there from Bitcoin farming and all of the people hashing. For all the sort of digital currency types. Oh. Seriously is incredible though.
John Bauer says, I think that was it for me, on sale. Well, have fun, would love to stick around, but now it's getting dark. I can finally use my track here to drive my beloved trucks. But will subscribe. TC for now.
Thank you, sir. See you again. Beloved trucks, huh? One of the truck sims. I don't know if one of my friends would actually like to do the truck sims as well, actually. Trucks and trains, I think. The trains would be more him. But have fun with that, dude, and hopefully see you again. Thanks for joining in the stream. And it's a note to other people as well. Don't forget to hit those like buttons, you know, smash that like button, as they say. And subscribes is great as well. The dream is to get up to 1,000 subscribers, or, well, over 1,000 subscribers, and then maybe, just maybe, the revenue from some ads might be enough to buy me a game or two in the space of a year. Oh. Oh, I'm doing so terrible. But It's just so much fun to do this stuff. I'm driving absolutely terrible, but I really do need to get used to how driving in Project Cars differs from Gran Turismo. Plus, sometimes just even trying to think about talking while you're driving is actually more difficult than we can imagine sometimes. Speeding kilometers an hour here, so picking up 200. It's not the fastest car in the world, this, but I would really love to try one. I mean, 245 kilometers an hour is not earth-shattering, but it's good enough. Ready to really brake hard in a second. There we go. Oh, that second gear was a little bit off. Ah. Oh. Need to take a step out of there for a moment. Really, thank you for that subscribe. That's really cool. So, let's see what we can do as well. Always good to have another person along. Track IR. It's one of the things I haven't used actually. Track IR. I would have thought it would have been okay, but obviously it's more light dependent than I'd imagine. So obviously the Oculus uses IR tracking in here, and it really isn't too bad. Though obviously direct sunlight's not going to do it any favours. So. Let's go back. I might call it a day for there on the streaming, because I've had some great fun with this. But my frame rate is suffering for this game, which is a shame, but it really is good fun. If you do have, you know, VR, and you've got the computers to spend the horses, and you've got a steering wheel, honestly, it's amazing. Or conversely, if you've done the whole thing of you've got your driving set up and you've got these monitors and everything else like that, you know, the 3 monitors and massive amounts of computer power. And the whole driving wheel and shtick there and everything, but you don't have a VR headset and you're holding off on it, think again, because I can't see any way that not having the depth and being able to use that perception of depth, it's just that good. It's just that good. So, yeah. I think, obviously, comparison that I can make here is between some of the other games that I've got that are driving based. So, I've got Assetto Corsa on the PC as well, which I've just driven a little on. Gran Turismo Sport on the PSVR. The VR side of it, you've got time trials. Which are great fun. It's good to go through them. I love going through them, but basically speaking, it's not as good as having a whole grid there. You want to be able to do that competitive thing as well, which is what I can do here, which is incredible. So if you can, definitely it's something worth looking at. But I think from me, it's going to be a good buy. But of course, if you haven't subscribed, then there's going to be like a subscription thing that's going to be. Oh, my hand. I'm going to move that way. That way. That's it. I need to look at it. There we go. Ah, there's the camera. So the subscription is going to be along there, and then there's going to be a video like up there, and there's going to be another one that's kind of like over there. And remember, seatbelt.